All right. You guys ready for the program for this evening? Uh, I left all the dark meat for myself, so look at the bottom of the bird. It's waiting for me. All right. So this is my absolute favorite event. I swear, sometimes if I hadn't become a doctor, I probably would have gone to like culinary school or something. Yeah, I love cooking. And I love sharing food with other people, sharing recipes with other people, and then allowing other people to be able to try stuff. So how many people made a meal for the first time that they'd never made before? Anybody? Yeah, we got one down there. Awesome. Great job. April over there too. So yeah. So yeah, really what the point of this evening is to equip you guys with tools to succeed through the holidays. You know, the presentation for this evening is called Healthy Holidays. And that's not just the food, right? That's not just what I'm nicknaming the food. It's also what I want to equip you guys with as we go into these next couple of weeks / month, where we're coming out of Halloween season, we're about to hit Thanksgiving, and then we're about to hit Christmas and New Year's, and this is where most people gain the most weight. This is where most people have their heart attacks or their strokes. This is where most people get their cancer diagnosis. And if it's not when they get it, oftentimes it's where it starts. And so I want to make sure that that's not the case for you guys. I care too much about you to leave you like the rest of them. So we got a little bit of activity for you guys tonight. First off, about us, we just celebrated 8 years here in Lincoln. Yay. So that was awesome. A lot of you guys were able to participate in the party, to come and get some popcorn, get some discounts, see the balloons, all that good stuff. We're planning on continuing on for as long as God allows us to. So we're just going to keep on keeping on. We're really excited to see this thing continue to grow. Really, really cool announcement that I'll get into a little bit later. Just this last month, we were able to get the Good Life Chiropractic Foundation up and on its feet and starting to roll. So, yeah, and that's really for making care more affordable for people that are on a limited income or are stuck in a hard situation. So ask me more about that as we go. But that's a really cool just thing to celebrate as we're jumping into the holidays. But for most Americans, holidays is not about necessarily giving, it's about indulging. Especially Americans, right? In some cultures around the world, yes, it really truly is about the gift and bringing that back to Jesus coming as a baby and giving his life for us. But in the United States, it's really become this season where we've got these traditions and we've got gingerbread houses and gingerbread cookies and we've got, these pies and these desserts and this cake and these cookies, and Santa's got to have his cookies. And if I'm making them for Santa, then I got to eat them too. And what does that turn into? Well, it turns into a problem is what it becomes. The average person eats over 6,000 calories on Christmas Day alone. During the holiday season, the average person gains 8 pounds. That's not okay, because the average American is either obese or overweight. That's over 2/3 of us. And so if we're throwing that on during the holidays, and then we do our 2-week New Year's resolution, right? That math doesn't equate to anything but cancer, heart disease, diabetes, a lot of neurological conditions, Alzheimer's, dementia. These are things that we're afraid of, but we're leaning into. And so we got to lean away from some of them. And a good, healthy start is what's on the plate in front of you. So we got to do better. So during the holidays, we're getting about 500% more weight. And that's stress. Stress is right at the root of all this too. What can cause anything in your life? Stress. Absolutely. I'll come in, be like, man, you're really tight here, and you guys all know the spot, upper back, right? And be like, anything happen? You slip and fall, you sleep wrong. Like, no, not anything that I can think of. Like, oh, it must be that mama stress, right? And it's just been going. And during the holidays, it's that much worse. You think about it, the schedule's thrown all off. You start having to prepare meals. I'm sure for some of you, getting the food ready added a little bit of stress. Maybe it wasn't stressful, but it added stress to your normal Monday routine. Just trying to get food to here that was presentable enough that you're not afraid to put your name on it, right? I mean, it caused me some stress. I started getting this bird ready at 11 o'clock today. And I wasn't supposed to start getting it ready to 12 because I had an 11:30 meeting. So I had to drop it in the middle and run. But yeah, it adds stress, all these different changes. And then on top of it, some of us don't have the best family situations and we're expected to spend more time with family. I'm not saying us, if mom and dad, if you're watching, I'm really excited about you coming. But yeah, for a lot of us, it's just like the family dynamic to it, or seeing people that we haven't, especially right after an election where you might be really excited or really sad or really angry or really joyful or jubilant, just depending on how your candidate or candidates or issues did in the election, then knowing there's somebody on the opposite side of the table that sits on the opposite side of the aisle from you, yeah, it adds some more stress, doesn't it? You know, and this is part of the reason why we see all these things go up. And we just see, just based off general surveys, 38% of people are more stressed during the holidays. And that's the honest people, right? That's the honest people. The rest of us are just like, oh, I'm already stressed up to my eyeballs. You know, what's a little bit more? The water's already deep. So yeah, we've got to come at this from a different perspective. So let's approach this from a 5 essentials perspective. Let's break this down so that you guys have the tools that you need to stay healthy through the holidays. So number one, what's going to fall off first? Fitness, right? And so here's what I encourage you guys to do, is to not let it happen. Not let it happen. Build it into your routine. The first thing you schedule is the first thing that stays. And so, no, not if you have to go to the gym. And that's really the hard part. If you have to go to the gym to do your fitness routine, it is going to fall off. But if you make as part of your fitness routine stuff that you do at home. So who here has had a maintenance report with me in the last 2 months or so? Yeah, a couple people. So I've added fitness to your spinal rehab exercises. There's some planks, there's some bird dogs, and then I've started to give a little bit more feedback on just like, okay, if you have to sit for an hour, every 45 minutes or so, you should get up and do about 10 squats. It's not going to undo the damage of sitting for an hour, but what it does is it makes you more fit. It gets that blood flowing, and it does work back some of the damage from just being sedentary for that amount of time. So we need to start. And so we also need to get creative with this. So one of the best things, especially if you're on the pre-diabetic or diabetic end of the blood sugar spectrum, one of the most important things you can do after a meal is take a walk. Exercise in general, but if you can take a walk, even 10, 15 minutes around the block, it's going to take the glucose from your bloodstream and take it directly to your muscles without your body building up glycogen. It's going to offset a lot of that. And so if you can fit in just a walk, or, I mean, heck, who's going to watch football during the holidays? You know, anybody? Yeah, well, hopefully it's good football. Well, we'll see. But if every commercial break, you just stand up and do one extra squat before going to the bathroom, or one extra squat before going to fill up that chip bowl, guess what you're doing? You're getting a little bit more fitness than you used to. So do something along those lines. For those of you that enjoy running, oftentimes there's holiday runs, turkey trots, things that aren't even long. It's not like a half marathon or a 5K. Some of them are just like a 1K. You take your kid to school at 8:30 in the morning and you do a quick lap. You don't even have to run it, but it's another extra opportunity to do that. And our bodies require exercise. It's a genetic requirement. And then we just throw it out the window at the holidays because we're extra stressed. So do some more, take some more walks, but add some resistance to it as well. Go deeper on things. I say squats because so many of us have lost that knee range of motion, and then the knees start to go back. So go down, try to touch your booty to the floor. You know, get low, as Shorty says. So next is toxins, right? So this is another thing we don't think about, right? Because we go to the party, we fill up our plates, and it doesn't matter what's on there, and it's a lot of artificial junk. There's no artificial junk in any of this stuff. It tastes pretty good, right? Right? Yeah, absolutely. We don't have to have the junk. And so absolutely looking for opportunities to do that. Now, one of the big ones here is candles. Anybody here like candles? Yeah, you can raise your hand high. It's okay. We're all there with you. But candles, by and large, not all of them, because there are healthy alternatives out there, are artificially fragranced. And those artificial fragments are a neurotoxic chemical cocktail that absolutely undermines everything that we're trying to do here. If you want to give yourself a physical subluxation with a chemical response or from a chemical toxin, go sniff a candle, an artificial candle. So what should you get? What should you get? You should get a soy candle or a beeswax candle, and then have it made with essential oils, right? Or make your own. There's that option there too. So you want a pure beeswax or soy wax candle with artificial or not artificial. With that, you could also just diffuse, right? So we don't have it yet because we haven't hit the Christmas season, but they're about to come out with holiday spirit, holiday joy, holiday peace, and holiday love, which are very festive smelling scents that doTerra is about to do. They're about to release a Christmas bundle. And so there's all these little things, little candies that taste like Christmas, but made with essential oils and lower on the sugar end of the spectrum. So those are options as well. So the diffuser, absolutely. They've got holiday garlands that you have little diffusers on, which is pretty cool. So a lot of holiday options from doTerra that help to minimize the toxins without getting rid of that holiday scent. Anybody here smell and enjoy the harvest spice that we've been diffusing in the office? Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Unfortunately, that one's sold out and done for the season. But every October, they release that one again so that you can get ready for Thanksgiving and be in that mood. So next here, chiropractic. So what's going to be the second thing to fall off after your exercise? Your adjustments, right? Because you're going to be too busy to come. So what happens every 14 days that you don't get adjusted? Yeah, well, you get worse every minute that you don't get adjusted. But from an arthritis perspective, just a joint perspective, if you have a joint that's not in normal alignment and it's left out of place, even the smallest amount out of place, there are permanent degenerative changes that happen in that joint if it's left more than 14 days. That means there's stuff that I can't help you with. Like, that doesn't mean that it won't help still to come get adjusted if you miss 2 weeks. Don't get me wrong. I've taken a 2-week vacation, not on purpose, but didn't get adjusted and then had to go get stuff fixed. But there are permanent degenerative changes, and oftentimes we see that in the bone growth itself. So Wolff's Law says that bones grow in the shape of their stress. If the bones aren't lined up properly, guess where the stress is? It's not lined up properly. And so then you start getting bone spurs growing off sideways or frontways or backways. But what's really happening during the holidays? You get together with family, somebody starts having that political discussion, Trump this, RFK, that's, no, Kamala, whatever, however you say it, Kamala. Yeah, she should have done this better, or, Joe should have done this better to help her out, whatever. Somebody starts saying it, so what do? We pick up our phone, right? And so what's happening to our spine when we're hiding it? We're losing that curve. And so here's the thing about that curve, guys. If you lose that, even 50% of that, you are creating cervical myelopathy in your cervical spine. Cervical myelopathy, it's a degeneration, a breakdown of the outer layer of the spinal cord called the myelin sheath. That's the part where signals travel. They go from node to node to node to node, they jump. If that breaks down, you end up with all the neurologically degenerative conditions. And so don't hide in your phone. Don't be subtle and sneaky about it. Like, the kids, nobody looks in their laps and smiles, right? That doesn't work. Keep it up. If you need to retreat, you need to go look at your phone, go lay on somebody's bed and prop yourself up so that you're seeing it that way. Or wait till you get home and do it on the computer. Better yet, engage in the conversation, learn how to have a civil dialogue with people that you disagree with, and be okay with disagreeing with people because you're not going to change anybody's minds. You can pray for them. It gives you more opportunities to learn what to pray for, but maybe even redirect the conversation to like, hey, who's your chiropractor? Your cervical curve. Let's build that back up. So maintaining those regular adjustments is key. In fact, during flu season, I recommend extra adjustments. If you're on every other week, move yourself to like 3 times or once every 10 days. If you're on once a week, maybe go to once every 5 days. If you're on, 3 times a week, maybe throw in a 4th every other week, just so that you're able to keep your immune system functioning. And what I typically see is that when you're subluxated, your immune system starts to decrease function, you're more likely to get sick. But then when we adjust you, your immune system boosts, and almost automatically you start breathing better. Your immune system starts fighting it off faster. And we see this in the research too. They did a study where they measured the immune systems of people that were getting adjusted, and and of course they had a control group. The people that got adjusted versus the people that didn't get adjusted, their immune systems increased in function by almost 200%, and it stayed that way for 8 hours if they were adjusted manually. They got a big crunch, right? And they only checked that on the thoracic spine. So they didn't check the neck, they didn't check the low back, they just checked the thoracic spine. And that's not even where I would go if I saw you sick, because what's the most important nerve for your immune function? The vagus nerve, because most of your immune function is actually in your gut. Second most important part of that is actually coming from the low back and the sacrum. So if I want to get your immune system functioning better, I focus low and I focus high, but I'm going to give you that good manual adjustment in the middle, because we know that that's going to help you fight off and better improve during flu and cold season. Stay consistent with your home care as well. Don't forget your stuff. Don't forget your exercises just because you're traveling or just because you're hosting. Make sure that you're doing that, and then when people ask you about it, use that as an opportunity to reinforce why you're doing that home exercise as well. So we want to make sure that we're up with those. You're doing your traction, you're doing your wobble, you're doing the new exercises, the new isometric exercises that I've taught you. And if you haven't, hey, ask me if you can get some more, because I will give you more exercises if you want. Next, mindset. So a lot of times during the holidays, stress and anxiety go up together hand in hand, and sometimes that anxiety turns into depression. We got shorter days now, nights come sooner, and so you just, believe me, I'm there, I want to stay in bed. It's dark outside, but that's just building on the problem. So you have to reset your mindset. So what's she doing here? She's reading. What's the best thing to read for anxiety? Yeah, the Bible. There's actually research that shows that people read the Bible not once a week, not twice a week, not 3 times a week. Doesn't move the needle at all to read it once, twice, or 3 times a week. You'd think it would, but they saw just no change in anxiety or depression levels. But when it got to 4 times a week, it turned into a hockey stick. Anxiety levels and depression just plummeted. Got to 5 times a week, it went even higher. 6 times a week, through the roof every single day, they saw almost no anxiety or depression for people that read their Bibles consistently every single day. And so what I would suggest, and I had a patient that I addressed this with just this last week, and what I told her is, first off, open your blinds. Do not have blackout curtains in your windows. You need as much natural light there as possible. She's a retiree, so it's like you have less excuse to get out of bed than the rest of us. So you have to open those blinds and get that natural light in. But secondly, let's get something that's going to read the Bible to you, whether it's a husband or an accountability partner or an app or the Bible on CD or audio tape or turntable or whatever it is that you have. Just have it read to you, and it doesn't take much. Just get that word coming back to you. You can also do positive affirmations. Say the things that are true about yourself, that are good, that are right, that are pure, that are lovely. And so practicing that during the holidays, especially when someone says something mean to you, go in and reinforce the positive things. Nutrition. So this is where we really fall off during the holidays, right? So we want to make each holiday a day, not a month, because believe you me, I'm going to indulge. Anybody not going to indulge? No, we're all going to indulge. There's going to be cookies, there's going to be brownies, there's going to be cake, there's going to be pie. I'm going to have some. But if I do that every day for a week, every day in December, yeah, Dr. Jake is going to be double, right? Dr. Jake, there's going to be more of them to lean into you, right? You're not going to feel me when you get the hug. You're going to feel fluffy, right? So we are going to make sure that we make each holiday a day and plan it. Say, this day is when I have the treats. The next day, it's done. It goes in the trash. It goes in the deep freezer for next year. It goes to People's Civic Mission. It goes to the dentist office, the one that pays you for candy so they can dump it for you, whatever it is. So make each day a day, not a month. then make healthy swaps. So if you are the one making the meal, make some of this for yourself, right? Some of you need to stay on the advanced plan through the holidays. You've got so much inflammation in your body. You're fighting constantly. You need to switch potatoes for cauliflower. And we didn't make that tonight, but you can make mashed cauliflower and you can drizzle gravy over it. And it's really good. It doesn't taste like mashed potatoes, but it tastes really good. You can also make it with sour cream and chives. It tastes really good. Stuffing. So you guys had the grain-free stuffing. How good was that? It was really good. Yeah, I love the grain-free stuffing. I don't even like the bread stuffing anymore. People put that stovetop stuffing in the birds. It dries out the birds, and then it's too soft. It's not even good. So get the grain-free stuffing. Pumpkin spice latte. Any pumpkin spice latte fans here? I like the flavor, but I don't go out of my way to buy it. But you can just add cinnamon and nutmeg and clove. Sometimes with essential oil, sometimes just the spice. And yeah, it's really good. Get a can of full fat coconut cream. Put a dollop of that on top of your black coffee. Stir that in. That'll make it really nice and creamy. Apple pie, just bake your apples with cinnamon on top. Yeah, it's a much healthier option. And it's really about those healthy swaps. So every time you do one of these, you're winning a little bit more. So those are just examples. Obviously, there's a lot more opportunities. So with that, you also want to stay up on your supplements. When you're traveling, it's really easy to forget your supplements and then get behind and fall off, especially vitamin D3. I feel that the most if I ever forget my supplements behind. What we're doing tonight, again, for you guys, 20% off of those. These are what I consider my daily essentials now. So you get your multivitamin, your magnesium, your omega-3, your vitamin D3, and your B complex. And now I've added the pre and probiotics to that. And that's what I take every day, and I probably will for the rest of my life. You know, obviously I'll run out one day or the other, and then need to go pick some up. But that's just budget that. That's just what you're doing forever. If you don't like the capsules, get the VMG Plus. And this is what DoTerra has as an alternative. These are chelated minerals in here, so they absorb a little bit easier. So there's way less of them than there is in this, and so you can get more out of this. Plus, this comes with it comes in greens powder, and so it has extra digestive enzyme, it has a little bit extra probiotic in it. But then you want to get you need the omega, you need the probiotics, and then you need your vitamin D3 as well. DoTerra doesn't have a vitamin D3 right now, so you'll have to throw that one in as well. But if you get the bundle, it saves you $41 over standard price. And so it comes out a little higher, but you end up getting a little bit more because you're getting greens with that. So that's an option as well. And then I wanted to share with you, DoTerra is about to do their BOGO sale. And so we've got flyers at the front on what's all included in that. So Katie, if you could grab that stack of flyers and get one to each couple here. So this is a 3-day buy one, get one sale that DoTerra is doing. It's got some of my favorite things in here. So I'm just going to break this down real quick because this is like, if you don't get it today or tomorrow, you're probably going to miss it completely. Yeah, well, I mean, you can pre-order it through us, and then we'll get it for you when we order tomorrow. So this is the bundle. So basically, if you pay not regular price, but what's it called? Basically, you get wholesale pricing on it. On Guard, Immortel, Helichrysum, Northern Escape. Oh, why is it flying by there? Northern Escape and Purify. Then you get Breathe, Rose, Balance, Copaiba, Black Spruce, Lemon, and Bergamot for free. So you spend $236 and you save $229. So it's a really good deal if you want the whole thing. Now you can break that down as well. So you buy the On Guard, and you get the Breathe for free. So this is probably during cold and flu season, you want this. Because if you get the sniffles, you want the Breathe. But you also want the On Guard to help strengthen your immune system to fight off whatever would cause this sniffles in the first place. So that's a double combo. So if you want to go beyond that, I would also get the On Guard drops and the Breathe drops, which normally we have up front for both of those, just so you have something to suck on that's not, name brands, high fructose corn syrup, and artificial chemicals in. So that's absolutely going in my cart tonight. Next is I would call it the Christmas blend, and that's the Northern Escape. You get the black spruce for free. So these are really good for creating a tranquil atmosphere, helps to relieve tense muscles, promotes circulation, and reduces oily skin. And then the black spruce, it supports brain health, respiratory support, hormone balance, and overwhelmed feelings. So that one's $32.50 wholesale. We're saving $21 on that. Next one is our cleansing blend. So you get the Purify and the lemon. These ones are going in the bathroom. This is what I do with my citrus and my Purify. I put them in the bathroom. Helps cleanse the air, especially when I do my duty, right? But it also just keeps it clean while it's going on. So helps with odors, but it also actually cleanses too. So it comes in contact with the germs and it starts to kill those off, especially the bad stinky ones. Next, I like this one a lot. The helichrysum, I like because I have kids and they're always nicking and scratching and cutting themselves. Helichrysum is great as like an emergency like band-aid type of thing without actually putting a band-aid in. It stops the bleeding and helps heal the wounds together. It's great for reducing signs of aging, especially in the touch blend because it comes in that mixture of coconut oil, rejuvenates broken skin, tired and achy muscles, soothes bumps and bruises. So with this one, you're getting two. So you're getting the balanced blend, so balanced touch. You're getting copaiba blend. And copaiba is actually one of the powerhouse oils, especially if you deal with chronic pain. You rub it over that spot, and it works in a lot the same way as CBD works, without actually coming from the marijuana plant. And it's got the same neurotransmitters in it that are really helpful there. The balance is good for anxiety, but it's also good grounding and grounding you, keeping you calm. So helps with sleep as well. So those are really good. This one I'm getting for my wife because this is the best one for skin. So this combination here, you buy the Immortelle, you get the Rose for free. They're the two most expensive ones. So $82 for the Immortelle. Hard to find, regularly sells out because it's so good at blemishes. It's a combination of frankincense, rose, helichrysum, myrrh, lavender, and Hawaiian sandalwood. Like I put it on skin spots and they go away. Like it just takes care of them. The rose, this is one of the most rare ones because to get oil out of rose petals is so difficult. It helps with balanced hormones. It helps with sadness. If you're feeling really sad, it can help calm those. Healthy brain activity and immune response. So you're getting that for free if you buy the Immortelle, which I just keep on hand all the time. So that's really good as well. And then with bergamot, this one is added in for any time you spend more than 150 PV. So if you get the whole thing, if you buy everything in the BOGO, you get the bergamot for free. That's just thrown in. Or if you buy, you're limited to up to 5 of each of these bundles here. So if you get 5 of the Immortelle with rose, then you're going to get the bergamot for free. So it's just really good deal. This is really good for stress. This is really good for skin. This is really good at helping to detox through the feet. It's good for breathing. Great for just general sense. We keep this. This is in so many different oils. A lot of people put it in their diffuser jewelry. Helps with anxiety and those depression feelings. So again, it's only the next couple of days. You can pre-order if you fill out that sheet tonight. We will order whatever it is off of that for you and add it to your account. If you want to go online tonight, I think it starts at midnight. You can go ahead and order that. You might be able to put it in your cart tonight as well. But remember, it's $236 and it saves you $229. If you do it through us and it's your first order through DoTerra, you're starting an account and you haven't actually ordered anything yet, we actually have a code to get you some more freebies. So if it's your first time ordering, or if it's been more than a year since you've ordered, then you're eligible for that freebie as well. So let us know as we're setting that up as well tonight. The other thing is a lot of you guys set up to start the gut reset protocol last month, and we only gave you the first month of stuff because it's a pretty big investment to get all of it at once. And so everything's 15% off tonight. And so if you're going into month 2, because it's been a month already, you'll need the microbiome support and the GI remove one more time, and then you'll need the first month of GI repair and GI replace. So you'll be getting these 4 this month, and those 4 overlap. This will be your last month with microbiome support and the GI remove, and then you'll be doing 2 more months of this combo. and then we'll do 2 months of that combo as well. So if you're in the middle of that, you'll definitely want to stock up tonight so you get that 15% off as well. If you want to get the whole thing, the normal price on that is $755. Today, if you want to just get the whole thing, it's $603.91. We'll do that 20% off again if you get the entire bundle. So that's that. What's coming up? Well, first off, you guys probably saw this. We're going to be closed Thanksgiving weekend. I've got family coming into town, so get your adjustments Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday before. Not the Saturday afterwards. We'll be back the Monday afterwards. So those days will be off. For Christmas right now, weather permitting, I'm going to be here every day except for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. And then I'm going to be here the following week every day except for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So remember to get your extra adjustments in and then reschedule if you're normally Tuesday or Wednesday with your regular adjustments. Get those moved to the days before or the days afterwards. And then on December 6th, that day, we're going to be doing another Patient Appreciation Day. So if you missed our 8-year anniversary celebration, we're going to be doing a little bit of the same thing, but just on December 6th. And then starting on December 9th, we're going to do Friends and Family Week. And so if you've got friends or family or really people that you wish were friends and family because you care about them so much, send them in. We'll be doing a discounted exam, x-rays, first adjustment, and report of findings. If they want to throw the STEM wave on there, that whole package will just cost $78. So what's normally about $260 if we gave them full price on it, they're getting for just $78. So great opportunity for that, right in time for the holidays. And then after that, we're going to be doing our last workshop of the year, which is called Rise and Shine. And it's for sleeping. So if anybody has any trouble with sleeping, if you're trying to reset from your midnight to 9 sleep schedule back to 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. sleep schedule, we're going to be talking about all the things that go into a healthy, good night's sleep there. And that's going to be a combo of myself and Cheryl again on that one. So not that I don't love hogging the camera at all. But definitely connect with us. Get your supplements, fill out the order forms for that if you haven't had a chance to already. We'll get you what you need to get caught up on that. Any questions about anything I covered tonight? Okay. Hit up some seconds. Get some more if you haven't helped yourself already, if you haven't stuffed yourself. And make sure you get your supplements as well. Okay, guys?